Be warned, it's intense.
To be reminder, A Quiet Place Day 1 is a prequel to the franchise called The Quiet Place. So if you want to watch this film, make sure you watch part 1 and part 2, and then you can watch this prequel. But you can make your own decision that you want to watch this film first or you want to watch this film last, just like I do. Hello, spooky everyone, and what the sitch? Just your good old neighbor Nick Cake Spider-Verse and Frozen 2 and Cam Possible Fan 2001. And Halloween Review Week is almost coming to an end, which time is going way too fast because in my area it's October 15 in my area, so tomorrow will be a 16, and after that will be 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and all the way to 31. We're going to do a review on The Lighthouse, starting the actor from Green Goblin and Robert Pattinson. Cannot wait to talk about that masterpiece. That will be the best way to end of this review week of Halloween. So welcome to my another Halloween review week, and we are almost done. Sorry guys, so tonight in my area, I decided I'm gonna do my movie review on A Quiet Place Day 1, which is a prequel to the franchise called A Quiet Place. So I do enjoy the first Quiet Place movie, and even the sequel is enjoyable, honestly. But about this film, let's talk about it. Anyway, enough further ado, let's get this spooky video started, shall we? It's quiet time for the last time. Anyway, guys, so honestly, guys, I was really concerned about this film because they got so many good prequels that came out this year. Like we got Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, and of course the animation Peak movie, which is none other than Transformers Peak, which is my favorite animated Transformers film I ever seen in my life, and that is honestly one of my second favorite Transformers film I have ever seen and ever made since Behind with Bumblebee, starring Haley Beautiful Steinfeld. Man, she's a beauty. Anyway, guys, so even I enjoy some of the prequel, but I'm really concerned about this one. So after I saw the trailer, I was like, maybe, because I saw this trailer when I went to see a movie in theaters, like some movie that came out in the summer, like Inside Out 2. So I got a previews for this film. When I saw Inside Out 2, and I was like, you know what, this film looks pretty okay-ish, but you know what James Potts would say, you can't judge it based on the cover. So I want to judge it based on the cover, so let's see how this movie goes. So ever since A Quiet Place Day 1 came out at a local movie theater at the AMC and everywhere on June 28, 2024, this film got some great review, and yes, Harry Thomas Picture did not like this film at all because he didn't went on that film, which I'm not calling him out, which I don't call YouTuber out over freaking opinion, which is not freaking Civil War, you dumb idiot. Sorry guys, so this film got some great review by the critic and the audience. So let's compare it to The Quiet Place Rotten Tomato. Let's start with the first one. A Quiet Place Part 1 got a 96% on Rotten Tomato for the critic, and this film got a 83% for the audience, and this film is 1 hour and 30 minutes, which is very short for your Quiet Place movie, which just makes sense. A Quiet Place Part 2, which is even longer than the first one, got a 91% on Rotten Tomato for the critic, and this film got a 92% for the audience, and this film is 1 hour and 37 minutes, which is even longer than the first one, and this will lost my mind. I'm literally thinking A Quiet Place Day 1 is honestly one of the most longest movie from the franchise, even has some shorter one time, but it's nearly like this 2 hour film. So this film got a 87% on Rotten Tomato for the critic, and this film got a 73% for the audience, which I gotta say, but having 1 hour and 40 minutes, it's like a 2 hour film, honestly, which has got to be one of the longest movie from the franchise. So after I watched this film last night, which my next movie review or rant, like I don't know, like The Watcher, directed by M. Night Shyamalan, The Ding Dong Daughter, which we'll see how that movie goes, because I am mixed about it. So hey guys, what do I think about this prequel called A Quiet Place Day 1? Does this film is even better than the first two? Absolutely not. Even I enjoy the film, I give it like an 8 out of 10. But I gotta be honest, hell, this film is not as good, is nearly not as good, and as much as the first two Quiet Place movie. The first two Quiet Place movie is my peak movie, but this film is kind of peak, but it has some ton of issues. Anyway, guys, so speaking of that, let's get to the flaws. Anyway, guys, I'm not a huge fan of the story because I really think the story is honestly one of the most confusing story I ever watched for a Quiet Place movie. Because even the Quiet Place movie has some good, decent story. Like the first one was really entertaining story, honestly, and the sequel was really entertaining, just like the first one, but honestly, the story was a little bit confusing, honestly. And yes, I understand there was something going on in New York City, so that's why Sammy and Eric, which are the two lead of the characters, and sorry, in the cat. No, people, I'm not talking about the cat movie that came out 5 freaking years ago. Who cares about that Dawn movie? But anyway, guys, I mean Dawn. I didn't say the D word. I say Dawn. I'm not stupid. Anyway, guys, so yes, I understand New York City is in the attack by a monster creatures, and Sammy and Eric and Kat do some stuff in New York City trying to find some place quiet. Like seriously, the story is all darn confusing, and people, including myself, won't understand about the story. Anyway, guys, and here's some of the scenes that should be cut, especially for the puppet scene. Why do we need a puppet scene in a Quiet Place movie? That was unnecessary. So that scene should be cut as a deleted scene. If you put that as a deleted scene, I would be totally fine with it. But the scene that we have when the old man was doing the talent shows. But I could be honest here, but I'm really thinking the talent show is honestly one of my least favorite part of the movie, honestly. And honestly, guys, and not just the puppet scene was really unnecessary, but honestly, guys, this film was kind of boring, honestly, because I have never swept for a Quiet Place movie, because this film was a peace and quiet, no pun intended, because this film was kind of boring because I was actually fell asleep when the one part when they talking. I was like, oh my goodness, get to the next part already. Get to the fun part of this film. But anyway, guys, so that's my own issues. But honestly, in my last flaws I could give for this film, which is another the ending. I'm not a huge fan of the ending, so let me tell you how the ending goes. Spoiler alert. Anyway, guys, so Sammy put on the music, which is the music I'm not a huge fan of, which I totally understand why people are a huge fan of it. You know what? Scratch that. I'm a huge fan of the music. But anyway, guys, so Sammy put a music which is really jam, but the ending sucks. So this film ends when Sammy turned on her phone music, and now monster creature pop out of the nowhere, and boom, the movie was over. I gotta say, but honestly, that ending just is absolutely random. Absolutely lazy random is so random. But honestly, guys, let's not say lazy, because that was a lazy writing, honestly. But honestly, guys, if the 2024 movie has some terrible endings, so I might do my top. I might do my top 5 best and worst ending of 2024. And don't you worry, Joker 2 will be my number 1 worst ending of 2024. But if I watch the film, if I enjoy the ending, I probably that film would give it like a 10 out of 10. But I'm pretty darn sure it would get the exact same rating as Mature. I already know that some people are going to call me copycat, which will give it done. Anyway, guys, so that was my flaws I have for this film. Let's talk about some positive. So, you guys, so the characters, I like some of the characters, like Sammy. Sammy is my favorite character, but not as much as Carrie Murray characters in in The Quiet Place Part 2, and of course the beautiful, attractive, Janetta and Emily Blunt characters. Emily Blunt characters will forever be my favorite female characters in A Quiet Place movie. But honestly, I do admit, no offense, I do like the actress from the Black Panther, aka Wakanda Forever. I was just saying. Anyway, guys, so even I like her as her character in Black Panther even more, but her as Amy is my second favorite performance that she ever did, and she did a really decent job. And Eric, I gotta say, but sometimes Eric can be a scaredy cat, but there was a lot of scene, especially for the scene when he was when he was getting in the boat, honestly, with that red cat, which I feel bad for the cat, and, especially for the cat. Honestly, guys, let's talk about the cat. The cat is even adorable, just like the cat from Argyle. No, people, I'm not talking about the cat movie that came out 5 freaking years ago, or else I'm gonna be angry Grandma, I must have said. Angry Grandma. One of the top 5 favorite YouTuber I ever seen, because I keep rewatching her videos, and every time it make me laugh out of my butt off. But anyway, guys, so, and honestly, guys, the actor that he was in Weather Moon, but I could be honest here, but he did a lot better with his performance more than his character in the freaking Weather Moon movie, which I don't want to watch. Honestly, I might do why I won't watch the Weather Moon director's cut, so I might do it middle in the Disney week, so stay tuned. Even it's not a Disney film, but I was just saying. But anyway, guys, so the cinematography, I gotta say, even the cinematography is not as good as The Quiet Place Part 1 and 2, but the cinematography is pretty decent, but it's just like the location of New York City, so it's not the original, honestly, it's unoriginal, as I said. So hey guys, and the visual effects was pretty cool, honestly, so I might nominate this film for best visual effects. And anyway, guys, honestly, in the climax, I'm gonna say, but the climax was very entertaining, so there's nothing to say about it, because I don't want to spoil the crap of the movie, and you have to understand, I spoiled the ending, but that was a different story, actually, because I'm not a huge fan of the ending, like, who give a darn about the ending of this film, anyway. But anyway, guys, so I do agree some people think this film is way better than most of the Quiet Place movie that we got back in 6 years ago and 3 years ago. Absolutely not. Even A Quiet Place Day 1 was really enjoyable film, but this film has some ton of boring scene, ton of the scene which is really unnecessary, like that puppet scene. Yeah, puppet scene should not be needed, and that scene should be cut as a deleted scene for a Blu-ray bonus features. And let's talk about the box office for this, shall we? So yeah, anyway, guys, so when I was doing my research the same way I did for Piece by Piece, so no, A Quiet Place Day 1 was not a box office flop. So let me tell you a domestically open, which I'm very sorry I didn't tell you guys about it. So here we go. The prequel to the Quiet Place horror series has a domestically open of $53 million, which was the best they put in the franchise. This was higher than the original 2018 A Quiet Place $50 million, and the 2021 sequel A Quiet Place Part 2 was a $48 million. So let's talk about the global opening, which is pretty awesome. The film global opening was a $98.5 million, with a $45.5 million coming from an international sale, which is pretty awesome. And the box office total, let me tell you about it. So A Quiet Place Day 1, the film earned more than $253 million worldwide and over $134 million in a domestic series. But I gotta be honest here, but I'm really thinking A Quiet Place Day 1 did pretty good job at the box office. Yup, even better than Joker 2. How embarrassing is that? So overall, guys, A Quiet Place Day 1 was a great prequel, but not as good as Furiosa and Transformers 1, because those two are peak as awesomeness. Anyway, guys, so the story kind of confusing, but not as confusing as a Pixar film called Cars 2. Cars 2 got one of the most confusing stories ever made. And the characters, I do enjoy some of the characters like Sammy and Eric, and the actor that he was in Weather Moon, and How to Train Your Dragon 2 as a main antagonist, and of course he was in the Kingsman prequel, another Kingsman movie that you should check it out. It's a it's not a masterpiece. still has some flaws, but it's not as good as two Kingsman movie. But honestly, guys, I'm really thinking this film. Honestly, I'm probably this film is giving me the exact same rating as the Kingsman prequel. Just what I just said. The Kingsman prequel was really great, but it's not as good as the Secret Service and the Golden Circle, which is really underrated. It is way better than the Lego Mean Spirit movie, which is better than Ninjago. I don't want to watch that freaking movie. But anyway, guys, so the story is even confusing, but honestly, I do enjoy this film anyway, and the characters are really incredible, and the acting is not Oscar-worthy, but I could be honest here, but I'm seriously doubt that this film is going to get nominated at my reward. The only nominated they're going to get, which is better than visual effects. But Megalopolis and Joker 2, let's see how that movie goes. And the cinematography was not as good as the two Quiet Place movie, but I really enjoy the cinematography of this film. And the monster creatures, it worked exactly the same, just like two Quiet Place movies. But the monster creature looks pretty darn cool, to be honest. But even this film has some flaws, like the story, and some of the scenes should be cut as they bonus features. Delete the scene, honestly, and the ending came out of the nowhere. But I gotta say, I have a good old time watching this film, and stay tuned for my movie rant on The Watcher. We'll see how that movie goes, and stay tuned for that tomorrow morning. Sorry guys, I'm gonna give A Quiet Place Day 1, which is a prequel to the film called A Quiet Place, a 8 out of 10. It's a great film, and sadly this film don't deserve a serum Nickhick awesomeness. I wish this film was serum Nickhick awesomeness, but at the end of the day, at the end of the review, I enjoy this film, but not as good as part 1 and part 2 of A Quiet Place. If you want to watch this film, go ahead. I ain't forcing you. Sorry guys, that was my movie review on A Quiet Place Day 1. Finally, no unscripted crap. Anyway guys, so if you enjoyed this review, I really hope you really enjoy it. And if my video is unscripted once again, I'm gonna be mad. Anyway guys, so this is Nick Hicks, Spider-Verse, and Frozen 2, and Cam Possible Fans Side 1 signing off for the night, and stay tuned for why I won't watch Mickey Mouse Trap. Who in the right mind wants to see a horror film of Mickey Mouse killing people? So, still bad.